Hello, hello, how's it going? Welcome to another day in Chronostory. I don't really know where to begin, so I think for today's stream I'm probably just going to be focusing on grinding. I'm not going to be touching anyone's fish today, don't worry, but basically like last stream I've got my third Dark Pearl ring online, which is really cool. So we had 2 Dark Pearl rings and a bunch of scrolls, and we got one of them to pass, which is really good. So I'm almost there. In terms of my inventory at the moment, I've been doing quite a bit of grinding. I've got 2 more Dark Pearl rings to go, but like in my inventory, but I only have 1 accessory scroll. So we've pretty much only got like 1 shot today, like 1 shot, 1 kill, to hopefully get our last ring. And I've got a good amount of like other equipment stored up from my grind throughout the weekend. So yeah, we've got like 3 purple capes as well that we can like try to go for an upgrade on our cape, and some good gloves as well. So we got a good amount of scrolling to do. We'll be back for the scrolling, of course you will be. I'm gonna groove. Hope you're doing well, brother. Yeah, let me put a timer on the scrolling today. Probably a good 60 minutes. Like, let's get a good amount of grinding in. So I'll bring these 2 up, and yeah, let's get underway. But I was thinking more about like the unwelcome wand and the unwelcome staff, and I don't think I want to make any more progress on it, because in between now and then we kind of got the poll from Balte about whether or not we wanted to get Dragon Canyon released with 4th job. So, you know, 4th job could be delayed if we were to, if Balte wanted to develop Dragon Canyon further and then release it all together. I think that's a really good idea. Vinny, good to see you. How are you? Hi, Unk. I am Unk. I am old. But yeah, I think it's a really good idea to, like, personally, my vote was to release Dragon Canyon and 4th job together. If we were to just get 4th job in the current state of the game without any further content, I think it would kind of be anarchy. I think like all of the 104, 304 Cold Shark maps are all going to be occupied. I mean, I could go through a list of problems with it. You know, the bosses are all going to be really, really competitive, even more so than they are now. It's just going to be chaos. Dan, man, good to see you as well. Hope you're doing well, especially after the chats that we've been having. But yeah, so I really think it's a good idea for like Dragon Canyon and 4th job to come out together. So that was my suggestion, but I haven't looked at the poll percentage. I think it's something like 40 to 60% at the moment, but I think it's close enough where like Balte is really seriously going to consider the delay 4th job release with Dragon Canyon option, and yeah, I kind of hope he leans in that direction at the end of the day. Other than that, I mean, if you guys are, you know, in tune with the Chronostory, you know, Discord and community, you would have seen that I got mass reported, and I probably won't really like discuss it at length right now. I'll give a few words on it a little bit later. I'm not looking to escalate what has been discussed. I really want to try to de-escalate it. I'm not in the business of like, you know, trying to be conflicting or exacerbate on the drama, but I'll definitely speak to it a little bit throughout the stream. But it's been interesting to say the least. I've got a lot of polarizing opinions both ways. When did 3rd come out in Chrono? It's been out for a while, Chocolate Milk. I want to say like 5 months maybe. Like that's an approximate timing. I think that's pretty close. But yeah, I mean, but yeah, what else was there to discuss? So I'm pretty much in like saving mode at the moment with my inventory. I've got all my chaos crystals, like I got a good like 450 at the moment, but I don't think I want to scroll any of the staffs today. Like the main consideration was whether or not dragon weapons are going to come out with Dragon Canyon. And if 4th and Dragon Canyon is going to be released together, then I want to see what comes with Dragon Canyon before I commit to like any more re-rolling and scrolling on unwelcome gear. Is Balte your real friend? No. Do you see the effort that Balte takes to like remain, you know, distant from everyone? Like he doesn't talk personally to everyone, and he likes to maintain the image of, you know, impartiality by like, you know, yeah, he's a very private person. Like even when DinoFries interviewed him, he does so like without, you know, sharing his voice or his picture or any information like that. So he's a very private person. I think that's by design. He doesn't really want his identity to be known. Makes sense that a long ass time, especially when there's no bosses in the game. Yeah, definitely. I mean, fourth job, who is this noob? Depressed Greed, good to see you, man. Nice to see you streaming before too. Hope you've been enjoying the game. We've had, yeah, a bunch of new streamers also playing Chronostory. I'm always the first to like look at all these streamers playing Chronostory and like, you know, say hello and check them out. And yeah, good to see you last time. The patience it must take to run the server. Yeah, he's got a lot of shit to deal with. I mean, I think it's, you know, the amount of stuff he has to deal with is probably at its very, very highest because everyone has been kind of like a content lull for a while, and they're very demanding with fourth job about like what they want their class to look like and their skills, and basically like the community is more opinionated than we've ever been. So he's definitely got his challenges managing the community. I'm learning very quickly as a streamer, and you know, he would know likewise in his position that you can't please everyone. It's just not possible. I certainly try my best, but you know, it is what it is at times. It's great, man, pushing 70 around 2 to 3 levels an hour. Yeah, Fire Poison, you know, we went through the Poison Breath tech and you've definitely got it, got comfortable with it, and it's really, really strong. The patient, the big day tomorrow, yeah, it's gonna be huge. So like, we're awaiting a whole bunch of like fourth job balance changes. Just, it's gonna be really interesting to see. Some of the classes were underwhelming, some were much, much better. Outlaw was one of the ones that was like really, really underperforming. So we're expecting like changes across the board basically. As I quickly check my dice here, and I rolled a 6, which is good. I'm gonna let my dice dictate where I grind. When I roll a 6, I go to 104. I hope no one's here. Good, cool, nice. Africa, good to see you, man. I had no idea that when you have 2 accounts, that one of them is for streaming like other games, League of Legends and stuff, and then the other, and then your main account is for like MapleStory. That's pretty cool. I mean, got to see you play some League today, so that was nice. I had no idea. Like, I'm like, why do you have 2 accounts? But it kind of makes sense now. Why you KS me, Donnie? Lucky, why are you trying to manifest some instigate me, man? No, I know you're just kidding around, of course. Finally saved my first bill. What do I do with it? I mean, it depends on the state of your gear at the moment. Like, do you need to buy gachapon tickets? Are you looking to upgrade your unwelcome gear? There's not too much to spend your miso on at the moment. I think scroll vouchers are a really terrible investment, so I wouldn't recommend it. The only thing I would ever suggest using it for is the gachapon tickets, and if it's going to help you to potentially find your first pair of unwelcome earrings, I think it's a good idea to use your money. Why doesn't Balte just use the original numbers from MapleStory Classic? I'm sure those are balanced, right? I think Chronostory has already set like a very different pace, Ivan. So like all the monsters, everything is already different to date. Like Omega Sector traditionally was a lower level region than it is in Chronostory. So he's already deviated heavily from what it was. And so he needs to kind of like check everything again and revise it to the standard he's set in Chronostory. So you can't necessarily go with what it used to be in old school MapleStory anymore. Not to mention, like, compared to old school MapleStory, we're extremely strong. It was our first E-date, that's cute, man. I only lingered for the Udia game, but that was a strong game, man. I didn't make it much longer, I got busy. But yeah, the patch day is going to be like enormous. So I won't be able to play tomorrow, but I'll definitely be playing the day after to check out all the balance changes and hop back on the test server. So we've got that to look forward to as my alerts go crazy, and I'll take them off for a bit. But yeah, it's going to be a really big day in Chronostory tomorrow, for sure. It's hard to really know what to expect when he said that he's going to go back to the drawing board on pretty much all of the classes, so yeah, I really don't know what to expect, but I'm not expecting my class, Ice Lightning, to change drastically. All that really mattered to me was how our class is going to work with Infinity, and just making sure that, you know, we can optimize that to have like the correct weapon, the best attack speed, that sort of thing, like Infinity like being up at all times. Wait, he announced that? He announced, like, the only news we get from Balte is when he messages in the server. So everyone always, like, searches his posts and sees what he said. And he said yesterday that the next day or the day after that we would be getting a big balance change. So we're definitely, yeah, gonna be getting something by tomorrow, because it was either today or tomorrow and we haven't got anything today. So it should certainly be tomorrow. How's your badminton progress coming along? It's going pretty well. I think, like, generally speaking, I've been improving pretty rapidly and I've been playing a lot more. I've been exercising more and more. I used to have like pretty serious like knee issues. Like my patella was really weak. Like the spot underneath my right knee was struggling to like carry you know, my body weight and allow me to propel and move around the court. So I've done a lot of rehabilitation. I may have mentioned that earlier, and I'm in a pretty good spot right now where like I don't need to wear any knee braces anymore. I can just play without the knee brace. So I'm feeling good, Ivan. Yeah, thanks for asking. Like nerfs and buffs, not like complete changes. Like balance changes was his exact word. So yeah, I think that's what we can expect. Wait, the balance change is for test server or straight to prod environment? It'll be test server, Lucky. I think it's going to be another iteration of like test server updates. I mean, it has to be the test server, right? We don't have 4th on the main server yet, right? So like, he's just testing out, you know, more of the changes and seeing how they feel. Everyone's waiting for the Donkey Kong Gospel. I don't know what you're referring. Oh, right. Balte, that Donkey Kong. Yeah, got you. Have you tried stem cell? Stem cell? What is stem cell? More testing, hiya! I know. Look, we all just want the update. I know, especially you. There's not too much we can do about that, but be patient. We want a quality update rather than an update that forces him. Oh, stem cell injection for your knee. I don't think it was ever serious enough. I didn't even know that was a thing, to be fair, Astronaut. And I don't think it's serious enough to ever warrant it. I think that would have been like the next escalation step if my rehabilitation didn't work. But yeah, I've come up pretty nicely by strengthening my knee just through, you know, like other exercises, like strengthening exercises and stuff. Is it better 4th is getting released later so the newer players can catch up? I think it's a byproduct. Like, it's better as a secondary reason, but it's not the reason for the delay. It's definitely to coordinate the release of it with Dragon Canyon. But we've got a lot of new players in the server, and it would be good if they got a little bit closer to 4th job as well. So yeah, it's a secondary reason, but it's definitely a good thing, Benny. What are your current goals in life? That's pretty deep. I mean, in terms of sport and competition, I've got like a certain grade of competitions that I want to try to win, and then I'll just take it easy on the badminton side. I won't really need to like train as much physically. I'll just, you know, play a lot more socially. But I always want to like stay fit and active. But that's my sporting goals, and then life goals, not really a thing, you know. Yeah, I won't divulge any of those. Ask Balte to include GM commands like Miso 9999. Where do you want that, Jinichi? In the test server or in here? Can we join test server to check out late game or 4th job? It'd be really nice to see what you want to main eventually. You can check it out right now, Depressed Squid. Like, there were many people who didn't know that the test server is just able to be accessed by anyone. Like, you can just type in Chronostory test server on MapleStory Worlds and you can try it out already. Like, your character starts level 180 already, and then you just get to play around with all your skills. But I wouldn't do it yet, because tomorrow there's going to be a big balance update anyway, which is going to change what those classes look like. Nace, good to see you, man. 68, that's really good. What were you last time, like 40 something when I checked? And when you checked in, you can see Kagas in your sleep. I did not expect you to be grinding as much as you did, so I commend you. I encourage you, just ask me for buffs at any time. I will, you know, get off my ass to buff you. And for anyone else that like is online, I'm only using my 3 dice meals at the moment, but if you want to join me, you are welcome to. Just track me in the game and whisper me, and you can have my dice buffs. Test server, if not Miso or limited. I should have known you meant test server, but still, I wanted to clarify. I mean, it sounds like a GM command. He wouldn't give us GM commands, even if it's only on the test server. The skills are so modern, I don't know if I'll continue to play. Interesting, Meeklet. I'm gonna struggle to convince you to continue playing if you already feel this way. my background is that like I never played 4th job historically, so I don't really know what to expect or what it will look like, and I'm pretty tolerable. I'll just like accept whatever we're given. I'm not really demanding, you know, that my class looks like this, that, and the third, because again, I don't have a baseline on what like 4th job used to be. But at the same time, with what 3rd job skills look like, it's hard for 4th job skills not to look, you know, very flashy compared to them. 3rd job skills are already very strong, and you need to build something upon that for 4th job. It's hard for it to not look flashy, right? So I understand, you know, if it feels too chaotic, it might feel a little bit like modern, but yeah, it's like this double-edged sword of wanting the 4th job to be, you know, interesting, but not overpowering. Like, overpowering is something that it's always felt like we are in this game. We've always felt overpowered relative to the monsters and the content. 4th job direction is like no different from Modern Maple to me. I understand that perspective, like absolutely. Yeah. But at the same time, I don't really think it can be helped just because 4th like needs to be so much more enticing than 3rd and needs to have, you know, clear differentiators for the skills. That's why people were outraged when, you know, at the prospect of using their 3rd job skills in 4th job. They really don't like that. You stopping on staffs because you think dragon weapons will come out soon after? I think it might. I probably should have stopped a while ago. I really just wanted to bring the entertainment with the scrolling because I don't have that much to scroll. But yeah, I think it might, and I'm going to hold off on the scrolling for now. When I say scrolling in 44 minutes, I mean whatever's in my inventory, and we'll do a good amount of gachapon. Like, I'm happy to spend a lot on gachapon, but I'm not really going to be crafting. I don't want to burn my chaos crystals. I want to stockpile those a little bit. You got into 140, 148 without ever joining a buff party. Are they immensely beneficial? No, they're definitely not immensely beneficial. Especially if you're a mage. If you're a mage, I would say it literally doesn't matter. You know, I get dice, and that's like the only buff that I prefer, and it doesn't even make a big difference. So, but if you're any other class that uses, you know, weapon attack, then yeah, you kind of need it because rage is really good. I think playing the game without rage as a weapon attack class is not ideal. So that's like the only thing you need. But everything else is just a bonus. You definitely don't need it, Vinny. Oh, my screen's a little cut off. Yeah, thank you. I do this. When I'm not bossing, right. I appreciate that. OCD's been killing you? Me too, I just didn't notice. That would kill me. How many characters can you make? Rerun, you can make as many as you want. On one account is probably what you're referring to. You can only make 3 characters, and that's just like a MapleStory Worlds limitation. What emulator are you running for your dice? Chinglet, I'm using BlueStacks. Your uncompleted Mize training quest triggers my OCD. Remake, please. It triggers me too. I'm not undoing a year's worth of playtime. Biscuit, good afternoon. Good afternoon, hope you're doing well. The scrolling itch is killing you. 2 bills saved, 70k vouchers. What do you want to do with it? What upgrade are you looking to do? Eerie music. Yeah, that was Fly for Fun. It has some eerie tracks, but they all have some sort of meaning to me, so they don't feel so eerie. This one's a lot lighter. You played as a Bill poster years ago. Mr. Punchy, the brawler equivalent of MapleStory in Fly for Fun, the Bill poster. Recently made a yo-yo jester. You're actually back on the game. That's awesome. There is no comparison to the yo-yo jester in MapleStory. Maybe an assassin, but not really. Kind of. You had a blade and a YJ. Oh, yo-yo jester. Yeah. Gotcha. What did I have? I think I played everything. Obviously, I was the fucking assist or whatever the priest equivalent is called. How many are you planning to fail again today, Sam? Everything in my inventory I'm planning to fail. I'm set up for failure, always. But, you know, if I pass anything, it's just a happy coincidence. It's just a pleasant surprise. Today we're not going to be doing the staffs. I'm going to be stockpiling my chaos crystals, but I've got a lot of good stuff to scroll still. I've got 2 dark pearl rings, only 1 accessory into scroll, but a few other scrolls. And then I've got 3 purple capes, 3 purple gloves. Oh, this one's not purple, but good enough. An overall, maybe some hats. But yeah, we've got a good amount to scroll, and I'll be doing a bunch of gachapon as well. Hopefully enough gachapon to get an earring. So we've got stuff to scroll for sure, and I'm planning to fail everything. Waiting for dragon weapons? Yeah, of course. The thing as well is that, like, I was talking to, you know, the Chronodex website, Fluid, and a couple of other guys, and I think we're gonna get, like, well, I don't know for sure, but he was talking about the prospect of getting, like, level 110 equipment with Dragon Canyon, and, like, the Skelegons dropping level 110 equipment, and mages we have a level 108 overall. Like, for that reason, should I also be saving up on, like, not upgrading anything else? I don't know. I don't know the answer to all these questions when I wish I did, because it would help me prepare. But yeah, it's very interesting. Like, what do you want to upgrade now? What do you want to upgrade when Dragon Canyon comes out? Are we actually getting level 110 equips? Like, no one knows. Oh, my dice is out. I got 2 redice. 6 again, cool. That means I'm still in 104. I didn't even know this 110 gear existed, yeah. It's not on Chronodex, but like, Fluid has it ready to upload into Chronodex, so yeah, we don't know anything. I'm not gonna pretend to know anything. The 120 Polem is already in the game and it's worse than the Unwelcome Glove. I have no idea why it's in the game, Wise Ones, right? Like, we know the Eviscerator. Why is it in the game? Where did it come from? It comes from Gachapon, right? Like, why is it in the game, though? The thing is, like, once you start adding Speed Infusion and a bunch of other things, like why is it worse? It's because it's, like, slow 9 or something ridiculous, right? But once we keep adding things like Speed Infusion and we have other, like, attack speed steroids, those slow weapons become more and more viable. Obviously slow 9 is a little too slow even still, but you can technically maybe like reduce your attack speed by 6. You've got like the booster, speed infusion, and then maybe a class has like an infinity type of skill. Justin, hello Mr. Goat, hello. Hope you're doing well. Just attack, no strength or accuracy on it. Oh, I see. Okay, so it's not even to do just with the speed. It's the substats as well. It has no substats. Yeah, I didn't know that. Yeah, it's so bizarre that that's even in the game. I started the day at like 2%, so maybe I get like 25% today. I can't grind with this intensity every day, but Maybe I can level every week, maybe. Don't know. Got some hojicha latte here. It's nice. By the way, I'm upset the chaos thing happened right after I left Fish Party yesterday. You have too many accounts, I can't even remember which one's your character anymore. Like NorCal Wise Ones, is there one I'm missing? You gave Fluid your spot when it started? Oh, you were with us! Oh, I forgot. Why, did you want to be a part of that? What is the implication? You missed out on being a part of that? You wanted to be a part of it? I mean, I'll talk about it in a little bit more detail. Obviously, this guy created a video of me. He somehow found, you know, an hour and 46 minutes worth of, you know, content to complain about me. That's impressive. I don't know Chinese, but, you know, it was interesting to say the least. Sometimes drama is fun to be part of. That is so sadistic. I definitely don't want to be a part of the drama. Not to mention, like, okay, you know, this gentleman, he's gonna get additional views from this. Good for him. I don't want additional views from this kind of source. It's not good viewership, you know. It's not good engagement. But I'm pure. I'm wholesome. Like, I don't want to, you know. It's not my style. Danny stole my mano kills, reported and deported. Where are you gonna deport me to? I'm in my own country. His party chaos as a fish while I was still there. Oh, really? Okay, I don't want to get into the drama, but it's a little ironic that he wants to call me out while simultaneously having complaints about him for the same conduct. Hypocrisy, thy name is Great Gunnar. Not this drama, a loot of accusations. Deporting you back to Maple Island so you can finish Mai's request. I wish I could. I'd love to get that quest out of my inventory. I'd actually complete all of the quests if I knew that I could. I've always been that type in MMORPG games, like the 100% completionist type. I can get my Chinese hacker friend to teleport you to Maple Island. That is wild. That is crazy. I have 2 island quests that I didn't complete and I hate it. It really bothers me too. I wish we could go back. Like, what is the harm if we can teleport Rock to Maple Island? Like, what could possibly go wrong, right? But it's a selfish request. It's from my own personal, you know, completionist. But still, it would be nice, right? It's not ironic. People abuse power systems for their own benefit. What kind of power systems are you referring to? I saw some of the critique, Yifan Li, of myself. It is, you know, oh, I have these extra privileges. I am favored. I am in the inner circle, as he says. I don't really understand it. First of all, what is this privilege? It's the ability to go invisible and the ability to give lie detector tests. I haven't used it like once in the last like 3 months. Maybe like once in the last 3 months. There was a time back then, and the reason I have this is because botting was a really big issue, and Vaft and Baltai couldn't really manage like all of the reports on their own. So they gave a bunch of these privileges to trusted players, and I had a lot of like successful bot reports in the past. So there's many people on the Asia server that have this as well. So you got to be consistent with what you call favorable treatment or preferential treatment. Like a lot of Asia players have this as well, the trusted players. But this was only a thing like 3-4 months ago when botting was like a serious issue and we needed more people to administer lie detector tests because it was effective back then. But you don't really need to do it anymore. I haven't used it in a long time. So if this is the privilege that is being discussed, well, sue me, I guess. What is the reward for working for him for free? As in the lie detectors, there's no reward. We just, we care about the game and we want to clean it up, right? Like, no one wants to see a game infested with bots, like similar to what Artail used to suffer from. I saw about the Piana's chaosing report. What was it all about? I mean, I'll summarize it very quickly. The other gentleman was under the impression that... Oh, I'm giving so much credit by using the word gentleman, but I'm trying my best to be diplomatic, and I'm not trying to escalate anything. So he's using the map order system to decipher, who has ownership of the boss, and I wasn't under the impression that's how it worked, and no one really was. So yeah, we just had a little disagreement. He wanted to air his disagreement publicly. Okay. Good for you. So be it. It's an odd position because, I'm obviously not fluent in Chinese. English is his second language. There's always going to be a little bit of miscommunication. I've never come across a bot, so it must be working. Yeah, it was definitely working back then. There hasn't been anything like that recently, so it's been pretty good nowadays. But if you saw how bad it used to be back then, you definitely understand why they had to resort to this, because there was just too many bots for them all to manage. He got mad he didn't get 15 in time. Not exactly. There was a dual piano, so it was left and right, and my party came in when he was already on the map, and we took the right one. And he took issue with that because he's under the impression that map order means you get the entire map. We didn't really communicate well through that entire time, but he mentioned as well, we tried to reconcile separately. It got nowhere. I won't really divulge, what we discussed privately out of just respect, but still, it didn't really get anywhere. It was just trying to explain, that we're not using the map order system. That was me trying to explain that, and he's just you did what you did. Fess up on your knees, apologize. Asian on Asian hate is a crime. More like Danny Buhao. 我不知道, I don't know. He seemed to take it very personal, didn't understand. I mean, he did a pretty good job on his video of getting Asia server players to dislike me. He definitely compelled to appeal to an emotional reaction. Our players are unfairly treated. We come across the NA server. This is what they do. He is part of the inner circle. Some outlandish claims that have no merit. But without any context, you kind of listen to that and you're oh shit, we're being mistreated here. And then you could definitely have some anger towards it. You gotta check this out. The report thread is not there anymore. I've taken screenshots, but it's nothing really worth. Once again, I keep reiterating this. I'm not trying to pour fuel on the fire. I don't want to I don't want to exacerbate this. I look at Dino Fries and Johawk, and I'm why can't they get along, man? They're both streaming the same content. They both have a lot in common, and yet they somehow have beef every time. I don't really want to be like that, so I don't know. I'll try to be diplomatic. We're allowed to just have differences of opinions and just leave it there, I guess. My first drama stream. I mean, if this is the height of the drama, I come to realize something, that it's impossible to be liked by everyone. I'd prefer to be. I try my best to be diplomatic and agreeable, but it's not possible, you can't please everyone. And I'm making my peace with that pretty quickly. Wise Worms, I apologize. I took my alerts off. They were going crazy, but thank you so much for the T1. I really appreciate it. You're the best. Embrace the darkness. Cheers to diplomacy. Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you, thank you. I would literally cheers you today with some soju if I were not training tonight. I gotta play sport tonight, so I gotta stay level-headed, but I owe you a cheers, basically. Next time you come in my... If you come into, like, a Friday stream, I'll take a shot for you. Your bio used to say wholesome streamer. Why do you think it used to say it, Naze? No, I try my best. I try my best. Deflect your drama with mine. Quick. What was your drama, the Fallout? Ni howdy! Ni howdy! Super petty, what's going on, my man? As much as we all want to be liked, we have no control over what people think of us. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. It's very deep, but it's true. Cutler! Oh my fucking god. Trip down memory lane. Good to see you, my man. I'm team NA. I think, like, generally speaking, players within the same servers, so, you know, we've got a lot of Taiwanese players on the NA server. I think Taiwanese players on the NA server generally get along reasonably well, but people will obviously get along better with people that, you know, they're fluent with, they can communicate better with, like, it's natural. Oh, Jake, good to see you, man. Alright, well, for context, the Fallout, aka Jake, just got reported for being a botter. For, like, not knowing... Okay, one, for being a botter when he's not botting. He was moving very, you know, very intentionally and tracking the mobs really well. But two, for not knowing the map order system, similar to me. So we're both victims in a way, but yeah, you know, it's just funny. Cutler is here, yeah, it's crazy. Good to see you, brother. Hope you're doing well. You must be having such a good life without TFT in your life. To be fair, it's easy to not know the map order system exists if you're a new player. Like, I know we have tips come up on the screen, and there's not really a better way to publicize that it's the rule, but it's, you know, it's understood to be the gospel in the game. Like, people take it very seriously, and of course they should, because, you know, it's nice to have rules around that stuff. It's one thing to have rules, but, okay, yeah. I don't want to, you know, like... Obviously it's separate for bossing, and that was the determination that Valte made in the end, but still. Yeah, it's very serious in terms of just general map ownership. Like, not field bosses, but general map ownership. It would be flawed if that were to be the system for bossing, because you could just put your mule in any server and, like, have ownership of the map, and yeah, it wouldn't make sense for map order to be the field boss system. Anyhow. Quit TFT, get married, coincidence? Congratulations, man. Congratulations on getting married. That's awesome. I, likewise, am gonna be next year. I'll join you in the club. It's a good system. It's definitely a good system, yeah. Imagine the disagreements we had before it was even in the game. There were many disagreements. You think boss map order is gonna be worse when 4th job releases? It's gonna be pretty bad. It's part of the reason too that I want to be done with my rings. Like, you've been watching my streams for a while. I haven't really been bossing. Maybe it's only like the last week, a little over a week, that I've actually been trying to put a lot more time into bossing. I still need to get my chief belt as well, but yeah, I agree, Nam, that it's gonna be pretty bad when 4th job comes out. Basically, like, the easier it is to kill the boss, the more contested it's gonna be. Almost 1 year for you, that's awesome. So happy for you, Cutler, I really am. Yeah. Map order only really becomes applicable when you start training in Aqua Road. Yeah, that's mostly true because most of the other maps are not really contested. The caves are extremely contested at the moment, but that will change day by day, you know, like next thing you know, Dragon Canyon will be released, all those caves will be empty, and we'll all be typing map order in Skelegons or something. Are we invited for your wedding? Catering is kind of expensive, man. I don't know what to say. I don't want to hurt your feelings. Is it really worth the 1 stat? No, but by now, Nam, you know the kind of player that I am, and I'll go for that one stat, but would I recommend others go so far as to do it? Absolutely not, right? But just the type of player I am, and you guys knowing me, there's no need. I don't understand this game. Where's the 4-2 roll down? Where's the carousel? The 4-2 roll down will happen in 20 minutes when we go to Gachapon, and it usually goes pretty badly. Skelligon's gonna go crazy. They really will. Yeah. It's gonna be an interesting time. I don't want to see more of the 3-platform maps. They're so boring. The Grays maps are much cooler. I definitely agree, Yifunli. Like, it's unfortunate that this map here, the Omega Sector map, came out before everything else. So it was the best map, and it came before Aqua Road, before Leafree. So we're just, you know, if you want to like grind just for experience, you're kind of stuck here. I need to get my dice, my bad. Oh shit. 4, I can roll better. 6, nice. But yeah, I totally agree. We want some larger maps. When we had party play back when Ludibrium was the latest content and people were grinding at Spirit Vikings, it was a really, really good time. It was really fun. I've been really struggling to find 3 or 4 in caves for the past week. Everyone pushing for 4th job levels. It's very difficult. What are you again? You're a priest. You can definitely settle for 104, which I come to on occasion if you want. It's a fine map. It's a good alternative to 304. Will Palplay implement Chronostory weddings before your actual wedding? That's very funny. I don't even know how to respond to that. You think new weapons will release soon? I think it's a decent possibility it's going to come with Dragon Canyon. I can't see Dragon Canyon not bringing new equipment. And possibly new weapons, but like definitely new equipment. I don't want to be wrong. I don't want to make such outlandish, you know, hypotheses, but I think it will now. Yeah. My last unwelcome one is 139 plus 25. Is it good? It is 164. It's very good, Benjamin. Yeah. I mean, mine's only 171. Maybe mine is like 130 more than yours, but yours is good. And once again, like, I think it's a good time to wait for more information about Dragon Canyon rather than go for an upgrade. Especially because the staff technically will be better, so you can wait to see if we get any weapons with Dragon Canyon. And if not, you can make a staff if you ever want to upgrade on that. Level 110, 120 gear, maybe. Yeah, I think so. I think there's a very decent possibility of it. What level to settle as a buck mule? I got mine 130. It depends what you want. So the 3 main skills that you want as a mule is loaded dice, time leap, and speed infusion. Speed infusion is mandatory, and at the moment you can only max 1 skill. I think at least maxing 2 skills would be good. I think bringing that to 139 would be really good. And then you can get loaded dice and speed infusion. I don't really think time leap is all that valuable, but the other 2 definitely are. So 139 I'd go for. 135 priest, 130 hermit, 130 DK. I really only look for 304 at the moment for drops for each class. It's nice to play multiple classes and to be able to farm different areas on those classes to get, you know, equipment for each class. And DK gear is like, you know, pretty hard to farm with the shoes being super rare and the helmets you can't farm the level 100 helmet. Like, yeah, the warriors are a little bit hard to farm for. But everything else, I think thieves are like the easiest to gear, but everything else is pretty difficult. Training Marauder is so painful. I think the 4th job will speed up leveling way faster. If you just want like an easy way of grinding, my friend suggested that going to the caves and just holding the right key and holding Shockwave, and you can get like a decent rate there while playing like effortlessly. You may need to respond to people every time they jump in your, you know, in your map to let them know you're not botting, but it's like a really low effort way to farm on the map like semi-effectively. I think it's better if you have speed, because that way you move quicker throughout the map. Like use a candy or a nimble feet or something. But it's still pretty good. Priest is not really strong enough to bunny hop 304 yet. The rate isn't close to Sharks or Cornians yet. Yeah, I think like, I'm starting to realize that maybe in my guide I shouldn't have suggested people like worry about the bunny hopping tech until maybe like 140. Because that's about the point at which your rate at Sharks will be outpaced by your rate at 304. But I think doing it any earlier might be a mistake, and maybe I need to update my guide to reflect that a little bit more. Have you thought about making a Chronostory beginner level farming guide? I think it would be great since there's a lot of new players after 4th job releases. The only issue with that is that it's so simple what the strategy is, because you're really just farming, you know, your 999 quests, and then whatever the best mob is in between those quests, which usually starts at Drakes and then goes upwards to like Cargos, Mateons, etc. It's probably still a good video, because if you're new to the game you might just not know it all. But it feels like there's not much content in there. Can you explain the bunny hop tech? I'm happy to, Justin, but I'll summarize it, and then if you want more information, I've got a video like separately about it that is a lot more insightful. But depending on your weapon, if you hold jump and then you time your teleport and attacks, you can hit all 3 rows like I'm doing now. It's a little hard to get the timing, and the preparation you need to do is, depending on what weapon you're using, I'm using the Fast 4 Evil Wings, you need your shoes to have jump on them. For the Evil Wings I need 6 jump, and then it's just a certain timing between teleporting and Ice Strike that you need to do. And then you can hit all 3 platforms. So yeah, that's the technology. I don't know why I'm calling it technology, like it's not that advanced, and I'm also not the one that discovered it, but anyhow, yeah, and I've got a more detailed video on my channel. He's suggesting having something heavy to hold down with a key. I most certainly am not. You naughty boy. I should try b-helping this map just to test it out, honestly. You might find that it's better. I can't remember what level your priest was, but you might find it's better. W Tech, I'll check the vid. Love it, thanks. How much jump for the unwelcome wand? I personally prefer 8. You can try 7, I think. Maybe some have tried 7 and still think it's enough. I like 8. And then Evil Wings is 6 for me, because the attack speed is quicker. 135 on the priest. Yeah, I think it's about time you can start trying. I don't know how good all your gear is, but you can definitely try. I think there's a good chance you might get a better rate here. Gonna have to lie detect this guy. Well, you can't, only I can, as part of the inner circle. Maybe it's not heavy enough? Corruption. Oh, yep, corruption. Yep, never spoken to Balte personally, but you know, he favors me. I have all this privilege. I'm so entitled. Can you just use sugar candy on the jump requirement? No, it gives you too much jump. That's the only issue with it. So you're not really able to hit the bottom row if your jump is too high. So it's not about like needing jump, it's about not over jumping. You haven't had the issue on your priest. You certainly will find that sugar candy will struggle to hit the bottom row because you'll be jumping too high. Imagine Tani lie detecting the guy next time they meet in Pianos to sabotage him. Could you imagine? Am I so petty? Maybe. No, also you can't lie detector in boss maps, so that's intended. That'd be so funny. Okay, I shouldn't joke about it because that's the whole core of the issue, but like, just force someone to do a lie detector test so that you can take 15 on the boss. Man, the Asia community is gonna have my head. I think the guide that goes over where to spend gacha tickets will be helpful. A big mistake I made was spending them at Omega and ended up with full storage. It's not a bad thing having full storage. You just need to know that you need to smelt everything, because you get all the, you know, requirements, the crystals and ores that you require to then recraft the weapons that you want. Maybe I don't have that mentioned anywhere in my guide. I think I have something that says, you know, save for Omega Sector. You don't really need to go to Lith Harbor, especially if you're a mage, but I don't know. I'll have to check my guide. I haven't updated it in a good, you know, 3-4 weeks. You weren't able to smelt at low level. It's because you haven't done the quest, but once again, it's definitely something that I should have, I could have added some commentary on, just to let you know what to do with your unwelcome gear. Earrings are super Mia. They are 1 in 960 to be fair, but I'm down to do 960 today. I'm not scrolling staffs, so the least I can do is do a good like 1000 on the gachapon to balance out for it. After 1.2k, oh damn. Not only have you not got it, you're also counting. So you're gonna go even crazier. What do you think of the next release is after Dragon Canyon? That is beyond beyond my imagination, because I mean, I think it's not gonna be an area. If you're asking what area will be released, I have no idea. But if you're asking what the next content will be, I have a feeling it's gonna be more bosses. I think so. Like, what's on the roadmap? It's revamped Helios Tower, revamped Florina Beach. I don't think anyone wants or cares about these things anymore. If he puts a poll out, he's definitely gonna see that, in my opinion. Yeah, exactly right, but like, there's no way anybody cares about that. So, what then? Like, he's gonna poll the community, or we're probably gonna tell him that raids are what we want, like more area bosses, like Zack and Papulatus. Yeah, definitely Papulatus. When is the Gamblord part of the stream? It's gonna be in 10 minutes. Yeah. I got a little timer under my head, just to always set those expectations for guys like you that only want to see one thing. I got 3 packs and 200 tickets, that's where all your luck went? God damn. Did you know, turn those packs into anything good? You've got 2 other classes, right? So you can actually like reroll them and get 4 attack and blah blah blah. They come here for one thing and one thing only, sickos. Guys only want one thing and it's disgusting. Florinian until I die. I mean, I loved Florinia as an Ice Lightning mage, but we're just far beyond that now. Unless you want to make Clangs like a level 150 mob, well, we're a little past that point now. To be fair, you're just listening mostly right now, and it's great content unironically. I'm just trying to figure out when to use my eyes too. You don't need your eyes, not for a long time. We're just killing some fucking sources. As long as you guys are keeping me well entertained, then I appreciate it, as always. I mean, I'm trying to entertain you guys just as much as you guys are entertaining me. Florina seems like a step back and a slap in the face for existing players. I think that's just a really old vision of what the roadmap wants to be. I'm pretty confident that Baltai is just going to scrap those areas. It's not really worth the work. The only other consideration is that like when Vaft was working on the game, he may have already developed those maps, so it may be like not as much work for Baltai to put in, and he might still, you know, consider to implement those regions. Because maybe not Florina Beach, no one really cares about that. But Helios Tower was always historically like a nice way to tie together Ludibrium and Aqua Road. So at the moment, if you want to go from Ludibrium to Aqua Road, I know the ships are instantaneous, but where was I going with that train of thought? Sorry. I know they're instantaneous, but you got to go back to Orbis, back to, you know, down the tower and then to Aqua Road. So it's as long as it can possibly be. It's like furthest distance. Can you show us the difference between bunny hopping with Evil Wings and Wand? I can't because I don't have an 8 jump shoe. I think I would have sold that already when I decided that I'm not using the wand to farm here anymore. I can show you what it looks like just with equipping the wand, but you're not really going to see a difference. What you're going to see is like me occasionally miss a jump timing. Like I've missed already like 2 attacks right now. So I'm just hitting the top on a lower frequency. I have to like double jump every now and then when I miss my timing. So it's mostly just a timing thing. I'm really struggling with it, like, as you can see. I'll count every time I miss a jump on this rotation from left to right. I missed one here. I only missed one jump, but and a second one just now. But my point remains that, like, the window for perfectly jumping is a lot smaller. So it's much more difficult with the jumping 6 and using the unwelcome wand. Much smaller window on the time you can key press and successfully hit all 3 plats. You fly by those levels in a few hours? Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Nothing nutty, just rolled 4 attack and scored for Dex. Handy that Warrior and Hermit have the same secondaries. Yeah, that is really handy. Crystals have been a big bottleneck until recently. You haven't been bossing. Yeah, crystals are always going to be like that. Getting crystals from bossing was really, really nice. I'm not really going to be doing that anymore, and the rate at which we get crystals from regular mobs like this is much, much lower. Like, I've been farming for a very, very long time. Excluding the power ore that I can get extremely quickly from MT09, every other crystal is really slow to farm. So it just is what it is. Bossing will always be the best for the Chaos Crystals if you're in a party of 5 and the channels are open enough. But it's a struggle. 6x in the end, you've got 2 left to throw 30s out. Yeah, good luck, bro. I mean, if you've only hit sick on the other one, you can just 60 it out, I guess, and 30 it if it goes wrong, but I'll leave it to you. You're very intelligent and capable. Let me get this straight. 1 to 8, jump. Wings 6 jump, correct, Yifan Lee. That's my personal preference, but you're welcome to experiment and see if it works any better for you. Did you watch the World Cup Australia won? I watched highlights of the World Cup. I'd be lying if I said I was a fan of soccer, but the World Cup is a, once every 4 years event, so I'll definitely be watching it. And yeah, it's nice to see Australia do well. I think historically, our national soccer team has struggled. Like, our female soccer team is a lot stronger comparatively in the world than our men's team. Maybe, I think. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. But a 2-0 win over Turkey, that's pretty good. Don't forget they're speaking to a professional pickleball player. Okay, I'm gonna let that one slide. I'm so jealous of your dragon shits? My dragon spirits and scales? Okay, that's what you're referring to, yes. Yeah, this comes from like not re-rolling anything. So I've still been farming like... I haven't been farming Apexes very often, but I did a lot of farming back then. And I do still a decent amount of like Manon and Griffey, which is also a good secondary way to get crystals. Australia qualify for FIFA? Yeah, we did. I don't know what the qualification route looked like, but have we not qualified in previous World Cups? Like, has that been a thing? I thought we were at least good enough to like always qualify, but I don't know. I don't want to pretend to know soccer. You guys will know football, sorry. Don't call it soccer. I'm gonna get eviscerated here. Football. It's hard for us to call it football because in Australia we have our own Australian rules football, which is, a different sport. So in Australia we would always call it soccer. Justice for pickleball. Pickleball gets a bad rap. I enjoy the sport more than you would think. But that being said, I'm playing tennis and badminton at the moment. I'm not playing any pickleball. When my legs can no longer move, maybe I'll get on the pickleball court. You're at Manon and Griffey right now. They're really good. They're even better if we have any like drop rate bonuses. Alright, let me we rolled another 6. As long as I keep rolling 6s, I can stay at 104. Best place to farm Dragon Spirit Scales and Spirits? I still think it's Manon and Griffey. It's not even the mobs anymore. It's just Manon and Griffey. Isn't Pickleball even worse for your leg? I don't know why it would be worse. Why do you think Astronaut? Is it because of the surface? Like the surface being more like, concrete bitumen kind of surface? Being worse for your leg? Is that the logic? I mean, maybe it is. I don't know either way. But I'm more so meaning from you don't need to run as far kind of standpoint. Yeah, that's the logic behind Pickleball being easier to play. Pickleball's a sport for people who can't bench 60 kilograms. Live by. Alright, I know where you stand on Pickleball. Not gonna see you on the Pickleball court, buddy. Respect the tennis and badminton grind. Yeah, thanks. I appreciate it. Like, tennis is just for fun and for exercise. My partner's getting into it more than me, and I'm really just there to, like, see her through the sport, help her practice, help her grow. And badminton is, yeah, still for me to compete. Ready for the boom sesh? So am I. Everything rides on the Dark Pearl ring. I don't care about anything else, to be honest. I just want to be done with fish, okay? There's been too much drama. I'm not trying to involve myself in it again. But I've only got 1 ring, 1 scroll. I got 2 rings, 1 scroll. And that's not really gonna help. Asians love drama? They really do. I love drama too. I love watching drama, not being drama. I don't want to be the drama, man. This guy has so much prejudice for me, you know, like, okay, we'll go through it in a little bit more detail later, but he dedicated 1 hour and 46 minutes to me. I will barely give him 5 minutes. Like, I don't understand how there was that much content to complain about, that much substance. Like, he was going through my stream, like, frame by frame, going through the report thread, going through our responses. Like, just enjoy your weekend, brother. Like, that's what I did. The +4 stat isn't worth the extra attention. No, it is. It is. I don't want the extra attention, but like, I need every stat I can get, for sure. What's the backstory on that? We'll get into it pretty soon. Alright, you know what? I'll finish with the grind now. We can get into it. Once again, I'm gonna try my best to keep the rhetoric low. Try not to exacerbate the drama. But there's always gonna be drama, right? We understand. Hope it's an IGN you see often. I don't think it is. There are friends from Taiwan. Let your inner Cassidy out. How is this synonymous with Cassidy? What does Cassidy have to do with it? Okay, I'll get my gachapon up. Hey, partner in crime. Oh my god, it's Bobbit. Also responsible for kill-stealing pianas. Please, lock her up immediately. Lock her up immediately. Okay, gachapon. I'm gonna do a whole 1000 today. This is compensation for not being able to... not wanting to do any unwelcome staff scrolling. So I'm gonna go 1000 here, so... basic mathematics. 819 gachapon tickets we're gonna buy. Boom. Danny, the quick stream ends after item explosions had me rolling. That's kind of my trademark tech. I mean, there's no better way to end it than that, you know? Oh, they're Taiwanese? Damn, brother on brother crime. I'm not Taiwanese. I can't even speak Mandarin, man. 我不知道. I don't know. Content, yeah, I guess that's what anyone wants, but I don't really want it for... I said before, like, I try to, you know, have a positive environment. I don't really want to like harbor any of that. It is what it is. Let's make our way to the silo and we'll get started on the gachapon. You've already been sent there before. Yeah, you have. You just told me to shush? Oh my god. Lock me up. Lock me up. Jason, thank you very much. We have a lot of gachapon to do. What am I gonna do? I mean, there's a bunch of time to kill. We can bring up his video for a little bit. I might just do that. Like, gachapon is not all that entertaining. We can just see what the context is about. Once again, I'll discuss it briefly. I'm not going to like try to... I'm gonna refrain from any like personal attacks. This guy was like so quick to like personally, you know, engage in personal attacks. I'm trying to be above that. Let's see if I can actually stick to it. I don't know. Alright, let me smegger. Degens assemble. And then we'll get started. Alright, I'll turn my music down a little bit. Alright, let's have a look here. This is our brother's video, you know? The great expose into my terrible, terrible behavior. I want to simultaneously do gachapon. I'm not going to waste any time. But I'll put everything like up here. I want you guys to be able to see everything. Maybe there's a better spot. I probably just have to like trim it down a little bit. All right, we'll go with that. My day job creeping in? Alright, brother. You can see these stream sections at short forms, actually just content brain working. You're about to break the record and go for 3. You only went through 15 minutes of the video and then stopped. I mean, you understand, Lucky. Like, you know what he's saying. Like how much could there possibly be to say? Okay, like, before I actually get into anything, so he's looking at his report, he's discussing that. He's going through the footage. Okay, he's highlighting the map order. Like, I can bring this up a little bit bigger. Like, this is the smoking gun. We have the map order. Okay, we're not using the map order system, brother. Relax. And then, what else? Okay, this is the other thing. Alright, I'm gonna play it. We don't understand, you know, this language. I don't understand. Lucky understands it. I'm gonna continue using Gatch in the meantime. I won't even show my inventory. Whatever we get, we get. So, I'll come back and empty my inventory. So I'll pause it for a little bit, but basically... This guy in our party, Styler, I don't know him. He can I get the link for the vid? Yeah, sure. I mean, look, sure. You can like it? Yeah, like it. Fuck yeah. Like, this guy in my party, Styler, I don't know him. He got frustrated because every time we were bossing with them, they just always happened to be in the same channel. Like, on my stream, and he shows my stream too. He goes through my footage at length. He shows that, like, you can see on my stream, I'm tracking the fish. I've got my little Excel sheet there. Ask ChatGPT to summarize the video. I could do that, yeah. I see your dislike on the vid. Yeah, fuck yeah, I dislike it. What do you mean, man? Yeah, fuck that, man. Shut the fuck up and get to scrolling. Come on, crazy man, we gotta cover this. Like, I'm sitting here getting, you know, like, slandered by this guy. I think he's pretty inauthentic because, you know, he says he doesn't want drama, then proceeds to make a public report. He could have done all of this privately. Why did he make it public? Does he think, you know... He really personally wanted to take me down. Like, he said such things as like, oh, it's going to be such a shame if your level 200 whatever account is lost. You know, I can't wait to see that. Like, he has so much, like, vitriol for me. For whatever reason, you know, he's very emotional. It is what it is, right? But it's clear that, you know, I tried to talk rationally through it. Like, we're not using the map order system. You know? And then... Okay, he's got in his commentary here. There is no... He's got the response from Balte. There's no map ownership for field bosses. So, he spoke for an hour and 42 minutes on a premise that is incorrect, that map order dictates bossing position. Making it public is a huge escalation. Exactly. Like he did the public report, then he reached out privately. Like, why not the other one before the other? You know, if he truly wanted to reconcile, like, it is hypocritical to make this public and then say you don't want drama. So, I don't understand. Look, I'm not asking you guys to dislike it. At the end of the day, I'm trying to get along with everyone, and I realize it's not possible to. But Stellas, I'm not gonna fucking deny you, you know, disliking it. But, like, how bad is my conduct really? Okay, like, the bosses are super competitive. We're just all trying to share 15%. So even in this example here, like Wen Young, his party member is killing our fish as well. We're not telling him don't touch our fish, because we're all getting 15% on it, and we don't have any issue. And there's been so many Taiwanese players that have come into the NA server and had no issue just sharing bosses with us, even though we can barely communicate. So, like, what's the problem here? Like, he's the one that was the most vocal of everyone and took the most issue. Like, he takes it personally or has an emotional reaction. And I'm just trying to talk in, you know, cold hard facts and explain. But I can concede that the rules around boss ownership is very grey. Like his understanding is different. He's using the map order system. I don't expect him to know that I'm not using the map order system. There's no clear rules around it. When I said it's a grey area. It is a grey area, right? Like, the common courtesy is to let people get their 15. We came into their channel when they're killing the left and right fish, and we took the other fish. Like, he thinks he owns the second fish because he owns the channel, and we're just taking the other fish that's there. It's the same, you know, kind of mannerisms that others would display to us. Like, you know, when there's multiple parties, only NA players, they come in, they take our second fish, it's fine. We just go to the next channel, you know? It's the same standard for everyone on the NA server. When they come in, they have a different expectation of how the bosses are meant to be done. Can you copyright strike this guy? Yep, maybe, but like, I'm not gonna go to that, you know, that effort, right? Like, I'm not trying to escalate this any further. Like, I'd love it if we could see eye to eye at some point, right? Like, I don't want to, you know, like, drop the hammer on him. Like, I can't do anything either. So, anyway, alright, we're ready to gachapon. I have no space in my ATC. Let me quickly fix that. Don't worry, I'm gonna comment on it for you. I mean, he's done a really good job of, like, making Asia players dislike me, you know? Like, if you appeal to people's emotions and say, you know, oh, we're being mistreated, oh, this guy gets special privilege, keeps calling me Mr. Big Streamer, like, you use rhetoric like that, of course people are going to be upset at me. And what can I do about that, you know? Nothing really. So it's really disingenuous the way he kind of, like, did all of this. Like, say he doesn't want drama on one hand, and then simultaneously just proceed to you know, publicize his report. Like, you know, I'm public in the Discord, like everyone, you know, knows me, and not to sound arrogant or anything, but I stream, we all watch. Like, he knows it's going to get a lot of traction if he reports me publicly. Like, what does he expect, right? So I'm just going to let it play, and I mean, do I mute him, do I not? I mean, if you understand, you know, Chinese, then you can listen to him, you can tell me what he's doing. But yeah, I don't understand, you know, it's very hypocritical. You can't say you don't want drama and simultaneously report me publicly, complain about my conduct for you know, 100 minutes. That's impressive. I said I'd give him 5 minutes. I'm gonna only give him 5 minutes, but basically, he runs through the report initially, and then, okay, it's kind of funny, like, he goes through Styler's conversations. Styler was in our party. He thinks I'm responsible for his conduct for whatever reason. Does he think that I know him very well? I don't know him. You think it's because you're a streamer? If it was an average pleb like me, he wouldn't care. I really think it is. It's to do with my... this is my personal belief. And I might be very wrong, but he mentioned my level so many times. He said, you are level 200. I've got separate screenshots of this, you know. It's going to be such a shame if you lose your level 200 account. Like, he's got such disdain for my level. Like, he doesn't like that I'm level 200. And I've read some of the criticisms. You guys saw how I used HS Mules before. And some of you guys are calling that an exploit. That is fair criticism. But at the same time, you got to recognize that I had to spend all the extra time to create those mules in the first place. I personally don't consider it an exploit. It was just the mechanic of the game. But if you want to consider it an exploit, that's fine, right? But it can't go both ways. Like, I have to dedicate all the time to create additional mules at the same time. If I just grinded on my main character, I'd probably be at the same level anyway. Alright, I'm not focusing on the gacha. If we get an earring, we'll be pleasantly surprised, and we'll just take it there. Having a HS mule as an exploit, it was the way in which I used the HS mules. So there was a feature, mechanic, whatever you want to call it, basically, where you can have an under-leveled character in the party. If they can't leech experience from the mobs, if they're let's just mute him for a sec. If they're more than 5 levels lower than the mob, but they are active in the party, they'll still contribute additional experience. So each character was giving me an additional 10%. And that was just by virtue of having an additional character that's active in the party that has HS active, but cannot leech because it's not within 5 levels of the monster. So that was how it worked, and you know, people took issue with that. It's a strategy that, like, people on the Asia server first publicized. It's not like I knew how to do it, but I have mules, and then I chose to do it myself. Basically, Asia server and NA server have different interpretations and expectations regarding boss ownership rights. That's very fair. I don't expect him to have the same expectations that we have, but his conduct is extremely hypocritical. I'm not saying he should know, you know, because no one really knows. It's a great area with bossing, map order, that sort of stuff. But his conduct is very, very hypocritical, you know? Why is he even playing in NA servers? He's being opportunistic, you know? He's playing on Asia when convenient, and then he's coming to NA when the bossing, you know, when it's no longer peak hour time and there's more bosses, more opportunity for him. So, you know, he and a bunch of other Taiwanese players come to the NA server. I don't even take issue with that, you know, but we can still play harmoniously with one another. It's extremely competitive, and so we take the fish that's there. That's not our problem, though. You're right, it's not our problem, but, you know, I still want to try to find ways to get along. I don't want to be like, you know, no Taiwanese player can play on NA. But still, you know, there's, again, I mentioned so many other Taiwanese players that play on NA that, you know, work fine with the NA players and collaborate nicely, everyone gets 15%, and there's been no problem. And I've had no problem bossing with anyone else until this guy came around. So in terms of his actual complaints, yeah, this guy was cussing him out, this Styler guy. But I'm not responsible for his conduct. I don't know him. He just happens to be in my party. Like, what does he expect that, like, I'm telling Styler what to say to him? What is the boss cooldown on respawn for this to be this big of a deal? Yeah, it's between 25 and 30 minutes. Wait, I don't know, character could swap to different server. That's crazy. Sharky, it depends if someone is on the server already, you can warp to them. And obviously you can have MapleStory World's friends with anyone. So as long as you have someone on the NA server added, you can click play together. Maybe you need a VPN, but you can go to the NA server by extension. Yeah, I'll take this down. You guys will have follow-up questions, but like, what am I gonna say? You know, we had the initial disagreement. It's fine. We both have a different understanding of map order, bossing, etiquette. But I just think his conduct is hypocritical. Says he doesn't want drama, then proceeds to, you know, publicize this. He's getting good views. Good for you, brother. You know, I mean, successful job in making the Taiwanese players hate me, but it is what it is. Doesn't want drama, makes a 2-hour drama video. Exactly. Like, he wanted me to apologize. Like, what am I apologizing for? And now that Baote's said that map order doesn't dictate, you know, who owns the boss, what do you think he's gonna do? Is he gonna retract anything? Of course not, right? Like, he just reacts emotionally and not logically. Alright, no earrings once again, but let's keep going. I'll take him down. We don't need to look at this shit anymore, man. But yeah, you just have to read like any of the comments in the report thread, which is no longer up, so you can't. But you realize he has such prejudice for me, like it's personal for him. I'm just talking about a situation, you know, and the facts of the situation. And he has this personal disdain for me, and there's nothing we can do about that. Thanks for dropping by the stream the other day. White Malay, of course. Good to see you playing the game. Didn't realize it was you as first. Hello. And sorry if I missed any comments. I know I was yapping a long time. I didn't really look up much, but I'm definitely looking now if you guys have anything further to say. Alright, let's bring this to the side. Alright, let's hope we get an earring. How many gacha did I use? I've only used like 300. We've got a lot to go. Seems pretty clear he's seeing 200 plus and feeling some kind of way about it. I think he is. He's in a party with over 200s as well. I don't know. He's taking it personally. He's taken aback by it. Like, what kind of person says, you know, oh, I can't wait to see you lose your level 200 account. Ooh. And then his conduct was also like bizarre. You know, like his initial contact with me, it wasn't one of like trying to you know, reconcile differences. Don't get too peeved with the situation. Seems like a salty player with a weak reason to go after you for attention. That's my personal opinion too. Thank you for the supportive comment. I really appreciate it, White Malay. It's because you didn't invite him to your wedding. Yeah, he's definitely not invited now. He's definitely not invited. Free publicity for you, bad publicity, still publicity. I mean, it is, but I don't really want the bad publicity, especially, you know, with the kind of person that I know myself to be. I like to have a positive, you know, vibe and community. We're all about to make 2-hour videos if we don't get one. That comment is hella cringe. Yeah, it really is. It really is. But no, I think the only other thing I'll mention on it is like, he didn't try to clarify the understanding. Like, okay, I was really busy. I looked back at the footage. I was checking the equipment, adding the timers, and then like talking to my teammates or something, or talking to chat or something like that. And then when he's in the report thread, he's posting all of these timestamps saying like, I told you this, I told you that, you didn't listen. And what he means by that is he typed map order. Like, that's what he means when he said, I told you repeatedly that this is my, like, that's the kind of disingenuous kind of commentary that we're getting from him. It's like, you didn't tell me, you just typed map order, you know? Like, it wasn't a clear dialogue. So, yeah, my first interaction with him is, like, he came into when we finally met, he's like, oh, you guys have 0 class, you've been KSing me for 3 days, you've been stealing my fish. Like, that's his first interaction with me. I remember seeing him, like, once or twice the day before, and then that interaction with him. So I'd only saw him twice from my recollection, but that's his first interaction with me. You have no class, you've been stealing my fish for fucking 3 days. What? Who talks like that? How do you ask for respect and then talk like this, you know? To be honest, it's passport order. Trump support SMH. Alright, I'll let you guys, you know, have your personal opinions. This guy wouldn't have lasted a day in Old MapleStory when everyone chaosed. I gotta call it because, again, I don't really want to pile onto him. Like, his community supports him. You guys clearly support me, and I appreciate it, and we can leave it at that, right? But yeah, I mean, I just wanted to call out the hypocrisy of the situation. I always get disrespectful Asian facts. NA gets first dibs on NA! I gotta bite my tongue on the fucking political stuff. Maybe one day we can get an earring, who knows. Australia, correct. Alright, let's lock in. All that matters, look, okay, bottom line is, I won't ever have to see him again. If this Dark Ring passes, I only have one scroll, but if this passes, it's happy ending for everyone. He never needs to see me again, I'll never touch a fucking fish, and he just gets to, you know, get as many as he wants. Good for you, but it's only a 30% chance, and we'll try that a little bit later. But yeah, if it doesn't pass, you're stuck with me, buddy. I apologize. It is what it is. Don't they have their own server? They do. But they're opportunistic because they want to come to whichever server is least busy in the boss maps. You've been KS by Gunner at Fish before? How did I not mention that irony, right? Because he'd been reported for the same conduct before. So then what, you know? The hypocrisy cannot be quantified when you're literally getting reported for the same conduct that you're alleging to report me for. His etiquette is a gas station meat pie. Shit. If you pass, you're just left with belt, right? Correct. We're on 3 rings at the moment, and I just need the belt. I'll dedicate everything to getting that belt. They can move in for a month. If they're quite big on map order, then they definitely break their own rules against our party. Exactly. But it's him that is vocalizing it, so like, I'm not gonna, you know, associate his conduct with his party. Like, it sounds like he's calling the shots, right? But I mean, only he is the hypocrite because he's the one that took issue with it and has been reported for the same conduct. I mean, it has nothing to do with his party, right? Like, we had no problems when his party came in, you know, isolated from their party members and just got 15 on our boss. Like, we're not telling him, hey, don't touch our fucking fish, right? Wait, so you can take your own account to any server? I didn't even know you could change your server, VPN. Yeah, VPN, Jake. Alright, what do you know? I'm probably not going to get an earring today. That's disappointing. You can see the VPN on his video. I see. I didn't see it. Yeah, thanks for saying. You did? It melted already. I'm never making that mistake again. Omok 101 to settle the score. Okay, honestly, I'm not the best, but like, in terms of the average player, I think I'm a better than average Omok player. I know it's technically a solved game. I think I'm pretty decent. Unless this guy is well trained, I think I got a good shot at winning Omok. I would take him. Man, forgot earrings. I can't get a pair of Dark Bar shoes. Forget earrings. Earrings are so much more important though. I don't know what your earrings are currently at, Wise Worms, but like, Dark Bar shoes are like the very last priority because not only do you need a gachapon for them, you also need to hit a really good roll on them, which is really, really high odds, like 1 in 200 to get like 19 and plus, I think. So you really don't need to do it. Dude loves tooting his own horn. Omok to the death. You're coming in late to the conversation, but I thought there was no map order for field bosses. You thought correct, Matt, but that is what I had drama about with some of our Taiwanese friends, and it is what it is. You and I are both alike in the sense that I think we're pretty aloof. I'm not really trying to exacerbate any drama. Anyway, it'd be good to see you when you're back on the game. I know you haven't been playing Chrono for a while, but when 4th comes, I know we're going to see you back, and obviously we all know and love misusing, so... So he's being a bitch. Your words, not mine, okay? I'm thinking it, you're saying it. Again, I said I'd try not to resort to physical, you know, to personal attacks. I can only think it. You guys have to say it. But I don't want you to say it, I'm not encouraging you to say it, but you know what I mean. It's a whole nothing burger situation, to be honest, it 100% is. Like... If he... I could have communicated myself better, I'll concede. Like, when he said map order, if I were aware enough at the time, because I had so much going on and I was streaming, if I was aware enough at the time to be like, we're not using map order, then we both have the same understanding at that point. But I was busy, I didn't say that. And then he exacerbated it, so... Is Taiwan even officially supported region from MSW? Is it accessible for players without a VPN? I can't answer that. I think the answer is yes. I think the answer is yes, but I don't know for sure. My inventory's been full for a while, sorry. Okay, once again, no earrings, smelt. We'll check how many we're up to. 148 left. It's not going well. Let's see you guys at the next UFC event. I mean, I'm not going to say anything about that. He's a larger man than me, you know? Physically, he has the advantage. I'm using the Fallen Leaf earrings from Lift Gacha because I can't get my last time welcome earrings. Kolfa fan. The thing is, like, if you're struggling and you don't really have the resources to get your unwelcome earring, I don't think it's even that bad of an idea to scroll regular earrings. Like, if you want to farm the earring in 10%, use them on a bunch of empty earrings and then put 30% on it. I wouldn't put 30% on a blank earring because they're really expensive. The 10% are farmable. I would farm 10%, scroll my first slot with 10%, get it to pass, and then hit 30s on it and go for like 3 out of 4 of the remaining slots. So that way you might make a 32 TMA earring with that strategy. I would do that if I couldn't afford Gachapon to do the... I was hoping I got a fucking earring, but no. Asia server located in Tokyo for Chrono. They get connected to the Asia server. Need part 2 of the drama is better than K-drama. Trevor, you sicko. I'm not trying to be dramatic, but I was a little dramatic, but of course I gotta get it off your chest. Like there's something, like we're all human to a degree. And my interpretation of his video is that he's making some very disingenuous arguments, even though I don't know exactly what he's saying without being fluent, but the translation of his comments and everything is said to me on the report thread is my interpretation. You're free to, you know, feel free to think whatever you want. But I obviously have to speak for myself, you know. How do you get 11 billion meso? It's going to be 10 billion after I buy another 1,000 Gachapon tickets because this has not gone well. Your capacity to earn meso really increases. I'll read a few comments above before I talk to that. Let's put our energy back to Gach. Too much energy going to someone who doesn't even matter in the stream. Common earrings, please. Thank you, Junichi. 1 left. We got 1 left. Oh. Alright, just for you guys. Special occasion. I'm going to do 500 more. Happy birthday. How have I not got an earring? It's crazy. All jokes aside, I want everyone to get along. So do I. So do I. I'd love if we could do that, right? But it's not always possible. Try my best. You two gonna brawl at the White House UFC arena to settle it. Why is everyone talking about UFC at the moment? What is the main event that's going on that's got everyone like captivated? Like who is it? Usually I would see some sort of promotion. I feel like I've seen nothing. In terms of miso, your capacity to earn miso increases with level, and it's especially good if you're potion positive. Like you can use the potions that drop. Like in my case, I'm using power elixirs that drop. I'm not spending anything on potions. You like Matt's comment earlier? Yeah. So do I. Are you still working on your stuff? Like Lucky, I was gonna put it on hold because I want to see what's coming out with Dragon Canyon, to be honest. Click NPC chat for faster. I am Rixon though. I'm pressing Y right now. This is as fast as we can go, I believe. They put the UFC ring in the front of the White House. Oh, that's why everyone's talking about it. I see, Shakoid. White House is hosting UFC fights. That's wild. That is not where I thought that was going. They fought on the White House lawn a couple of hours ago. Actually, I think I heard about it. I just didn't realize that that's what we're all referring to. I feel like Danny got a height advantage over this dude. Can we stop talking about, like, can we stop talking about putting us in a theoretical fight, okay? Stop sizing us up. I'm not trying to fight anyone, okay? I genuinely want to get along with this guy. Like, I'm not trying to... I want to get along with him. That would be nice. Is Bonefish a good area to earn miso? I'm level 128. It's really good to earn miso, Benjamin, because you don't get hit very often at Bonefish. If you can 2-shot them, 3-shot them, whatever, you get a good amount of potions from it. But yeah, they'll drop a lot. In order to make money, you need your kill rate to be high. If you're killing the very highest monster, and it's taking you a long time to kill it, then your capacity to earn money goes down a lot. My money's on the tall, scrawny one. Hey, I'm not that scrawny, Nace. I've been trying. All right, once again, no rings, unfortunately. It's been depressing, but you know, it is what it is. got my money on Danny. Stop betting! Stop betting! Contact Aiden Ross. No, I don't think much of that guy, man. Position the chat box above the gacha. Where is it now? If scrolling goes bad, I'm reporting that YouTube guy. It's in both of our interests that I pass my last ring. Please. I got the reach advantage. Betting favorite for sure. Guys. You guys are nasty. I don't want to engage in physical contact. I want a peaceful resolution. Like the yes button above the gacha and spam click. Oh, like here. I think it's similar. Do you think it's any quicker? I think it's still similar, but I'll try it for you. Ask him to resolve with a badminton duel. Okay, I mean, I would not be arrogant to think that I will have that comfortably won. Badminton duel? Yep, that's me. Honestly, like, I genuinely asked myself on my stream yesterday as I'm doing this. I'm like, am I the asshole? Like, I'm not trying to be an asshole, right? I really am not trying to be. I don't know what he thinks. Does he think I'm doing it maliciously to him? Like, does he think I'm, you know, predatorily coming after him? For what? Spam enter and click. Now I'm just typing Y in chat. So like, oh, enter and click. Oh, like this. Is it any quicker? I can't tell. Oh, fuck. It needs to be here. My bad. There you go. All right. Thanks, man. Thanks. Have your viewers been getting more lippy the past couple of weeks? Maybe, but they've just been getting more comfortable with me, which is a good thing, right? Like, I always want, you know, I'm a very jokey kind of person. Like, I always like having these inside jokes and stuff like that. It's like twice the speed, that much? Damn. Thank you. Twice the speed of getting nothing, but thanks anyhow. I like it when, you know, I like it when we're lippy, right? Like, we have something to talk about. It's hard playing MapleStory in silence. Right? It's very difficult. Hope you're hungry for nothing. 2 times 0 is 0. Thanks for the maths, guys. You guys must have your doctorate in mathematics. 1.5 gadget, no earrings, correct. Having people to chat with makes grinding 100 times more enjoyable, not gonna lie, 100%. And conversely, like, I'm always watching streamers because I enjoy grinding to, like, the background sound and mostly, you know, talking about the game. Please tell me you watched that Nathan For You clip? I haven't, super petty. If you're making a reference that I... Oh! No, I thought I knew it for a second, then I don't think I do. So, sorry. That just made me sound stupid. I just paused for like 3 seconds for no reason. I don't know the reference you're referring to. Can I clip? Sure. Sure. I ain't watching it now, but I'll watch it later, just to understand. You know what? I might just watch it now.
And here we go. I hope you're hungry for nothing.
What's the average tickets per airing? 960. Just 960. You got some shit in your hair. What are you talking about, Crazy? I like the old Crazy, man. This Crazy commenting on my stream is negative. MapleStory has to be a good game for watching clips while you play. It's extremely good for that. Yeah, absolutely. Especially like some classes that can farm so effortlessly. I have no more gacha on tickets. Alright, I'm spamming it like an idiot. That's enough. 1.5k and nothing? What are we doing? We're just like, this is how you get 11 bill. You just spend it all on gachapon and get nothing. Alright, I'm gonna go into the scrolling, guys. Straight into the scrolling. The rings are gonna be last. Everything else will be first. We don't really need the hats. Major Very effective farmers, yes, yes. Very low effort farmers, like in the caves you can just run left and right and clear the map. They're really good for that. I can turn this up a bit, my music. Everywhere I go in that game, it's all Hermit. Why is that? Hermit's an extremely popular class. Very, very popular, especially in Asia, yeah. How many earrings have you gotten from Gacha and how? A lot, Vinny. I spent like, initially on the earrings that I'm using, I spent like 35 bill, so a lot. But since then, I've probably spent another, I don't know, 30, 40 bill, who knows, you know. I've just been doing gachapon for like crystals and for fun and for like entertainment and for more earrings. And one of those earrings got so close to upgrading on this one. I was 160% off hitting a 4 TMA upgrade. But unfortunately it failed and here we are. Alright, so today I'm going to do each of these capes. In order to get it to 24 stat, it's really hard to beat. I need like 2 30s on the 13 stats, and I need 3 30s on the 12 stat, and then I need all the 60s to pass. So it's really, really improbable, but we'll go for it anyway. I've got 1 overall, 3 gloves. We'll give them all a crack. The hats I'm not really going to do, but everything else we will do. So let's go straight into it. I need an AP reset for the overall, but I gotta do it. Let's go scrolling. Good luck. Thanks, buddy. You only want one thing. You're disgusting. Is this gunbound? Yes, Nate, it's gunbound. Alright, here we go. I'll give it one more tab. It was 28 stat. Like, you don't... Okay, let's try some gloves. Nice. Let's try the other one now. Oh, big mistake not doing 2 in a row, but okay. Uh-huh, uh-huh. He's more pissed off that you think you did nothing wrong, to be honest. I do think I did nothing wrong. We're not using the map order system, so yeah. I mean, fair enough. I mean, that's his opinion. That's his right. Yeah, I don't think I did anything wrong. It's the same conduct that anyone on the NA server does for one another when there's multiple parties, so yeah, I stand by that. I'm not going to apologize to him. No fucking shot. Okay. Let's come back to the gloves. Alright, we got 1 pass. Let's see if we can go any further. Ooh, 2 passes. Okay, getting excited. We're obviously going for the 5 out of 5. Could you imagine? But, you know, one day we might just. Yep, Stellas. Yep. I always go for the pyramid scrolling. I don't want to hear one technique is better than the other. Let's try the second one now. 1 boom is GG because it's a glove, and yeah, that's how the gloves work. So bye-bye to that one. But we got a chance. 3 more in a row and it could bring us home. The odds of 3 in a row, 2.7%, you know, that's more than 0. Oh, it's getting exciting. It's getting interesting. This is now the penultimate piece, and I'm going to come back to it at the very end. 3 in a row? You don't see that every day. We're coming back to that at the end. That is interesting. That is spicy. Could you imagine if we get 5 in a row? That would be insane. It's cape time now. Let's go to the capes. I'm gonna need a lot of cape scrolls actually. How many do I have here? Alright, let's start with this. The 12 needs to hit 3 in a row. It's kind of insane. Okay. Moving on to the 13 stat cape. Bye-bye. Good knowing you. Uh-huh. The 13 stat cape only needs to hit 2 30s, so it's getting extra exciting. Let me come back to the initial 12 stat cape that is now 15 and see if we can get one on that. It's very interesting today. It's getting very interesting. It's getting very interesting. What is going on? This is crazy. This is crazy. Let's go back to the other one. Keep. So it's 18. Even if I hit 360s, it's 24. It ties with my other one. This one needs at least one more 30. This one here also needs at least one more 30 for my requirements. 3 weapon defense goated. Ah! It's okay. Yeah, this is not the Jaydani you knew. Never seen this in all my life of playing Maple. Well, one of them's gone. We have to come back to this one now. It needs another 30. I'm gonna do it before the gloves. Please. Nice. Yeah, here's the thing, right? If I go 60-60 and I hit 25 stat, then what? Do I try to go for 26? My mentality, why not just go for 26 now, right? I somehow hit 3 out of 3, 3 out of 3. That's crazy. That's crazy. Don't do it? I keep giving the same advice. I'm like, you know, whatever upgrade you go for, why go for like the minimal upgrade? Why not just go for the moon? I don't know. The thing is, like, the thing about the capes is that it's extremely rare to even get any opportunities. Like, it's not like an unwelcome staff where you can just create infinite of them. Dropping like a 12 stat, 13 stat cape is insanely improbable. It's like one in, you know, hundreds. It's just one extra stat, but it's one extra stat on like full send. I'm rethinking the full send option as we speak because like the odds of even getting all these base capes to begin with is so improbable. It's not like this turns a 2-shot into a 1-shot, doesn't change anything. Correct, of course, Yifan. Go big or go home. You guys are the best. I had 8 15 stats saved up. Switch to something different to scroll, and then crazy. I know what you're suggesting, but I don't operate that way. I just go for it, you know? We're gonna go for it. We're gonna go for it. If it passes, you get priority on all fishes together. I'll make a pose. Don't listen to me. What did you say before, Stellars? You said full send. Fucking, you're crazy. Do we have a coin flipper? I genuinely like want to leave it to the universe. I genuinely want to leave it to the universe. Hold on, guys. Alright, alright. Heads I 30, tails I 60. Disgusting. Leave it to Skynet. Yeah, I'm leaving it to the universe. Alright, well, 30 is the decision. 30 is the decision. That's fucking crazy. Please! God. Why did I let the universe decide? Oh my god! Oh my god. I have to 60 this. I have to 60 this. I must 60 it. 100%. You can't convince me otherwise. 30, fuck off. Fuck off. Taiwan will never recover from this. Taiwan will recover if I boom it. 1 sub for a 30. 1 sub is tempting. 1 sub is tempting. It's such a problem. If it fails, it's like equal to my other one. It's so annoying, like. But if it passes, I never need to do a cape again. Can you fucking imagine? 60 is only 1 stat. It's 2 stat. What do you mean? 60 is 2 stat. I've already passed 4 in a row. I'm 24 and my base is already 24. It's +2, not +1. Can I sit in that chair beside you? Yeah, Jason, come here. Jason. We're going for perfection. Guys, the coin has done very well for us. How about I leave it to the coin again? What do you think? That's a very fair resolution, right? That's diplomatic, you know. That's very diplomatic. The coin giveth and the coin taketh away. Heads is 30. Tails is 60. I don't want to hear anything otherwise. 70% to slam the table. Heads is 30, tails is 60. Oh my god! Oh my god. We're going for it. We're going for it. Enigma, thank you very much for the T1. Charco, thank you very much for the gifted. I'm sorry I turned my alerts off, but I appreciate you. I see it. Thank you so much. Let's do it, guys, okay? Let's do it, let's do it. Okay, okay. Oh my god! Victory! Just... Thank you, Jason! Thank you, Jason! Oh my god! Oh my god, the best cape! This is the best cape! Karma! There's karma right there. Send this to the Taiwanese. Thank you, Great Gunner! Thanks, buddy! 3 weapon defense! Oh. This upgrade is insane. I don't even give a fuck. This is insane. I do not give a fuck if this Dark Pearl Ring fails. We're free rolling on this now. Emotionally, I'm free rolling on the Dark Pearl Ring. I don't even care anymore. Let's finish off with the glove, guys. We're 3 out of 3 on this. Could you imagine? Could you fucking imagine? Back to back to back. 530s. Only happened because you let Jason sit in the chair. Thanks, Jason. And they'll be like, is it because Baltai's your friend? Inner circle. I'm part of the inner circle, okay? I'm leaning into this narrative of being the fucking nemesis, the inner circle player. Let's do the this is fucking crazy. I'm already this is already insane. I'm not even gonna be mad if this fails. How can I be mad if this fails, right? Like, it's insane. I'm not even mad if this fails, but could you fucking imagine? Here we go. It's okay. And just for future reference, how would this have gone? Okay, so be it. God damn, Vinny, thank you so much for the super chat. Oh my god. Get yourself a bubble tea, congrats. I appreciate it. Got him right here, buddy. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate you so much. You can have both fish now. All right, well, look, we lost the glove. It's not a big deal. The day would not be complete without the Dark Pearl rings. This will be the last piece. But this has been amazing anyway. Let's do it. This will be some fucking giga justice right here. Accessory int, Dark Pearl ring, please. But again, I'm not even going to be that upset if it fails. Grats on the cape, Darnie. Oh my god, thank you, Peral. Here we go, guys. Here we go. Great Gunner, you're cheering for me, okay? You never want to see me again. I never want to see you again, okay? We'll both be happier if this passes, okay? Right? Everyone's happy. Please! Alright, Great Gunner, see you at Fish tomorrow, buddy. I'll see you there. Let's go! Alright guys, it's been a really fun stream. That'll be a wrap. I can't even be upset. Can you change regions and go show off your cape at the Fish? Oh god. Insane stuff. Fucking insane. Guys, thank you so much. Okay. Not only for supporting me like during the you know, scrolling part, but genuinely, I'm willing to communicate face to face. You're open to it. I'm willing to, yeah, I really am. I'm joking around here, but at the end of the day, I don't want any conflict. Okay, just say hi to Argud while we're here, guys. The initial disagreement was with him. I want to be on good terms, okay? My only request is that the game has clear defined rules. Yeah, that's fair, right? Like, we're both operating with different rule sets. I've also reached out via DM to show my sincerity and goodwill. Honestly, that's very big of you, and I appreciate it, okay? yeah, that took courage. Like, okay, to be fair, Argud reached out to me initially as well, privately. We couldn't agree on anything initially, but I'm sure we can find some common ground. I would like that. You can book me on your fish schedule for the foreseeable future. I hope this isn't being misread or complaints of troublemaking. Not at all. Not at all. Look, I conceded that you make a fair point. That the rules are unclear. So if you think I'm intentionally breaking rules and aggrieving you, I understand why you'll be upset, right? So yes, it is a great ending. If we can like find some common ground and agreement, like that's all that matters, right? At the end of the day, we're both streamers, we both want to promote the game, we both love the game. So if we can find some common ground and agreement and like ways for like Taiwan NA to play together harmoniously, that's the best situation. I think we can resolve this, bring back trading. Alright, Discover Africa, you're shunned. You're shunned for a minute. But yeah, we'll talk separately, and I really appreciate you bringing that up. And on that note, guys, I'm out. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. Show up next stream wearing a homemade musketeer cape. You guys are evil. You guys are so funny. I love it. I love it. Have a good search, guys. All right. Thank you. Bye bye. We all want this game to grow and attract more players. The last thing any of us want is for players to have a bad experience. Very well said. You know, very mature. I appreciate that.